Good morning, everybody, and Hafade, I'm Jason Salas. Thank you for starting your day the KUAM way. Starting lineup is coming to you from the Hagatna Boat Basin. You may have noticed the amazing drop we have right here. We are going out on the water today. We are on a boat. I've always wanted to say that in the live stream, but we are going to meet up our friends for this episode of Crime Time with our friends from the Guam Police Department because it is National Safe Boating Week. We're going to show you what they do, how they respond to rescue situations out on the water, a whole bunch of different rules and regulations that have to be applied for maritime situations. They're highly trained professionals. These guys are the best of the best. So we are going to head down, get on the boat. We're taking you out on the water. So I've got a good friend of mine, who better than Officer John Bobbin with the Guam Police Department, Officer Daryl Cabrera. Hey, sir. Okay, so of course it is National Safe Boating Week, John, and the first thing you got to do is you got to do it.
Yes.
Daryl. Okay, John.
Life jackets for everybody that's on our board. Our board is safe.
Alright, so we are gonna strap up and we are gonna hit the water. Okay, now how many officers do you guys have in the, which unit is this?
So this is the Special Enforcement Amphibious Section, also known as C.
Nice.
We fall under the umbrella of Special Operations Division, so we do have some SWAT guys on the boat. We do operate on the, kind of on the same, we help each other, when it comes to operations. So everybody's well versed, well trained. We do both spectrums.
Okay, and we're going to talk about a lot about what it means to respond to emergencies when you're out on the water as opposed to on land and everything like that. So I know we're ready to go. Man, look at the hardware here, you guys. That is some serious.
What about 900 horsepower in this boat?
Okay. Now, John, I've never known, but what is the difference between miles per hour and knots? And how fast are we going to be going once we hit the waves?
They're very similar. Knots just measure nautical.
Okay. I've always wondered about that when they say, oh, we're going like, X number of knots, what that means. All right, let's get to it now. Let's do it.
Okay.
Okay, this is a very specially outfitted sea craft right now, right? Like, obviously you've got emergency response, various types of equipment. You've got communications devices that basic civilians would never be able to have. But take a look in there. This is absolutely amazing. Officer, good morning.
Good morning, Officer Medina.
Thank you for having us. Officer Medina here with the Guam Police Department. So, how far out on the ocean are we going to go to this?
It depends on the mountain, but I'm really looking at going over the point of Tuba. Maybe look at that or Patty if you want.
Okay. Okay, so we got a half-hour live stream. We're going to take you guys out. This is going to be like a lot of fun. Now, John's rank in GPD is basically police officer too, but today I believe we can call you captain.
Well,
Are we going to be violating any protocol by doing that?
Well, I am. So Officer Medina and I currently on this vessel. We're both boat captains.
Okay.
And we've gone through numerous sea hours. We've taken a stringent of tests. We actually hold Coast Guard credentials for Merchant Mariner.
Outstanding.
So we do have a lot of sea time, and that's basically what it comes down to.
All right.
And of course, we're working on the other guys who are supporting us.
Okay, again, we are very, very honored to be on this because this is a site that not many civilians are ever going to be able to see. And probably, unless you find yourself in an emergency situation or you need help, this is, you guys coming out on the water, this is the thing that they absolutely cannot wait to see because you guys are going out there, you guys are to help them, save them, make sure everybody's safer.
Absolutely.
Okay, shoot, let's hit it.
Okay.
Okay, now as far as safety goes, I know we've got a crew here of, you've got 4 officers and then the 3 of us, Ken and Asha here working the cameras and everything like that. So, what should we be doing as far as positioning ourselves or seating arrangements?
The seating arrangements, as you can see, it's already set up the same way.
Mm-hmm.
This one here is designed when you wash the boat down. So you can basically just pick this up, boom, and then you have your seat rest. So everybody can grab a seat.
All right.
It's okay for you to stand as long as you're holding on to prevent any unforeseen. The water sometimes gets a little choppy.
Right.
And sometimes if you're not paying attention, some of those chops can catch you off guard.
Okay.
Okay. So I wanted to point out that this week is Safe Boating Week.
Mm-hmm.
We started off Friday with the proclamation signing at the governor's office. And one of the things that we do, Jason, as part of our recreational boating safety is we inspect boats.
Okay.
Right? We inspect boats for example, life jackets. If you have 6 people on board, then you must have 6 life jackets on your boat. It's not required that at all ages you wear it. Adults don't have to. And the life jackets have to be within working condition. In other words, we call it serviceable. And what I mean by that is it has to fit you properly, and it can't have any cuts, tears, or it's not, where it's basically not going to serve.
No, this feels very snug right now.
Yeah, it feels very snug.
Yeah.
I checked.
That was very attractive.
Also, all of the equipment that we inspect has to be U.S. Coast Guard approved.
Okay.
So on the life jackets, it will tell you that U.S. Coast Guard
certified
approved number.
Okay.
Okay. And another thing that we do is also we do like a life fire extinguishers, for example. In this case, we're more likely to get, because there's a lot of electronics on this boat, and then fuel. So if you look here, it's A, B. B is liquids, which is fuel, and C, electrical fire. So not only do we check for life jackets, we also check for fire extinguishers, and we make sure that they're full.
Okay.
Because some people have fire extinguishers, but it's all rusted out.
Yeah.
The water can really be damaging to your. I'm going away.
And that's an unbelievably scary and dangerous thing to have if you have a fire when you're out at sea on a boat.
Yes, absolutely. So,
ironically, you're surrounded by water.
Yep.
Line clear.
So we do have on this boat we have three. We have one in the generator room. We have one in the cabin, and we have one in under the boat. So.
Now, obviously, you guys have and I'm so interested in the technology that goes into this because you guys got GPS, sonar, radar. I'm sure a whole bunch of stuff you probably even can't tell us about.
Yeah, we have a flare system. Basically, at night we can scan the water, and it basically picks up heat signatures.
Oh, okay.
We do have. At some
So if there's
point,
missing things that went over, something went overboard on somebody's boat, or you're looking for.
We do have a side scan sonar.
Okay.
That we can do, but more so. If there's something that went overboard or there was a evidence recovery, our unit also does. We do dive.
Okay.
So we not only do recreational boating safety, but we support Guam Fire with any rescue operations. Most of us here are rescue dive certified, up to rescue. So we do a bunch of things, and sometimes in criminal events, some evidence is discarded into the ocean. So they call on us to get down there and do try to recover some evidence.
Now, one thing I'm noticing, John,
Yes.
Can I get your ID number? So
we're moving at a pretty interesting clip right here. The pace is really interesting. I don't hear anything from these engines.
Oh yeah,
These things are dead silent.
They're silent. And
Oh,
if you
man.
close that door, it'll be more. When we get them the way you start to hear them. But if you close the door, they'll start to be a little bit more quiet.
I heard that. That was pretty cool.
Yeah. So that's about it.
How long does it take for training if you want to be part of this unit? Well, first of all, what do you have to do to get in, and then how long is training until you're permanently detailed?
Okay, so everybody starts off with the Guam Police Department. You have to pay your dues out in the streets.
Right.
So
You got to be a patrolman.
Yes, and what we do is after a certain amount of years, if you notice, most of us, almost all of us here are SWAT certified. Because the unit goes hand in hand. We do anywhere from rappelling to diving, and so if you're interested, we do put out a invitation to the patrol officers, and they come out and they test. We do a physical test.
So like special ops in the military,
Yes.
it's a volunteer detail.
Basically, it's special operations.
You just have to pass the test to see if you're
Yes, you have to
physically and
pass the
mentally
test.
fit.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So it's open to anybody who really wants it, but not everybody, Jason, can do this. Yeah, people get on the boat, even standing on the dock, they get seasick. So you have to be able to operate, even in this. And this is really nice conditions. This water is flat, but when we get call outs, it's not always the best water.
What are the worst conditions that you guys have ever been out on? Because I'm sure when you get how we always say when it's condition of readiness 3 and then 2. It's like, you know, everybody stay out of the water, but you always get those people who want to go out surfing.
So we work on sea state. So if the seas are 6 feet and above, then we don't get out of the water. Yeah. So
Okay.
we do have our protocols. We do have our SOPs that we do have to follow as well.
I can see off in the horizon there's some guys boogie boarding on.
Yeah.
Pretty nice waves today, actually.
Yeah. So Jason, some of the things that we do too is, we also like some of the guys who do spearfish. Believe it or not, they don't take the opportunity to use dive flags, and by law it's required.
Okay.
And
can you guys issue citations when you're actually
yes,
out on the water?
Well, what we do is we pick them up and we bring them in.
Okay.
And we
so you don't have a piece of paper and you're ticketing somebody.
Yeah, we terminate their dive. And,
okay.
And so yeah, but for the most part, it's really for their safety. The dive flag would tell boaters to stay away at a certain number of feet. So if I see a dive flag on the water, it tells me that there's someone underneath and that I have to stay a certain amount of feet away from them. So it creates a safe environment for them. And really, this is what it's all about. It's recreational boating safety.
And for people that make those violations of, whether it's, like you said, spear fishermen or people that violate, safe boating practices and everything like that, what kind of penalties could they face?
Fines.
Okay. Are those misdemeanors?
Fines are, the ultimate is they could get hit by a boat.
Okay.
If they don't follow some of these things, I'll give an example.
Well, the fines is if they're lucky. Yeah, they could get in some real deep trouble.
All of us here have gone to boat accident investigation courses, and some of these boat accidents require that have people who got run over by a vessel. These propellers are unforgiving. They really do a substantial amount of damage to somebody.
And we are actually just leaving the harbor right now. We're coming to you from Boat Basin.
Yes, we're right at the harbor, Channel Boat Basin.
I feel speaking about boat safety, I know our KU and Digital Crew, we feel completely safe with you guys because you guys are the best of the best when it comes to this.
Yeah, and, we do have fire rescue too, and they work extremely hard.
How often do you guys collaborate with them? You said sometimes you guys partner up with like GFD, but when it comes to Coast Guard, like other units.
Yeah, if someone goes missing, they do activate all of us.
Also, everybody goes out.
Well, the primary would be Guam Fire, and then we act based on, I guess, the area of coverage. If it's a big area of coverage, they'll ask us to come out and help search. And then they get the helicopter in the air, they get United States Coast Guard, and so we do work in collaboration with one another.
And the engine's just kicked in, so we are moving now.
Yeah.
And basically, it's to be able to clear the breakwaters. Right?
Yes.
Nice day today.
Yeah, it is. So.
Oh yeah, we're moving along now.
So, and then also what we do is we come out here, we check the boats to make sure that they have all their required equipment. Alright, can you close that? The back?
Seriously, John, I am amazed at how okay, yeah, now I can feel it. Yeah. Wow.
Yeah, that's 900 horsepower.
900 horsepower, okay, yeah. Wow.
The water is relatively calm.
Okay, I mean, it looks, maybe you can swing the camera around there and like get a look at what the two officers back there are doing, but obviously they're very, very focused, they're very intent. What are they looking at right now? Like, what are they keeping their eyes on?
So basically what they do is they're extra eyes and ears for the boat captain.
Okay.
And the reason for that is the boat's so long, it's got a closed cabin, and you can't see much back here.
Right.
And, being that we're underway, we try to find, see if any distress signals and stuff like that out here. And we also have the second person on the chair who can help navigate.
Okay.
Of course, Guam is small. We know the water, like in and out of the waters here, but when it starts to rain and the cloud and the rain comes down really hard, your visibility is almost zero. What you see is this rain, this wall of rain in front of you.
Okay, Officer Medina just kicked it into high gear about maybe a minute and a half ago. We're already at East Agana. This thing is moving.
Yeah. So another thing.
And we're coming up on what would that be over there? Like the Sleepy Lagoon, where
Oka Point.
Oka Point, yeah.
just as we turn this, we're going to start to head in towards Tuan.
Okay.
And that's basically that's where we'll head into. And then we'll, you know, if there is some jet skis out there, we'll put them in and we'll check their safety equipment.
How do you guys watch each other's back when you're out here? Because I mean, obviously you said the captain has his job. You've got the 2 officers back there acting as, you know, a secondary set of eyes and ears. But you know, this is incredibly dangerous at any time. Right now we've got calm waters and we're in a very bright island morning. What if you're operating like nighttime operations, or you know, when like storm conditions?
Well, nighttime operations, storm conditions is both of you all day.
Yeah. Okay.
And we try to operate in.
There's a sheridan over there. This thing is flying.
So we try to operate in the conditions where if it starts to feel unsafe for us, Jason, we'll terminate our voyage as well.
Okay.
Yeah. So
number one job is for you guys to take care of each other first.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So we'll risk our lives for other people, but there comes a point where we have to, you know, we have to put a little stop and terminate our rescue operation or whatever operation.
Okay, we just passed by Rick's Reef in about 4 seconds. Okay, so GMH is going to be on the right side of your device screen. So the hospital's up there, and we're coming around the cove. Now, John, what's the background of most of the officers who come into this? Obviously, you know, you said they have to do they have to cut their teeth in GPD, but are a lot of the officers assigned to this unit like former military? Or?
We do have some. We do have some that are former military, but for the most part, when we go through the SWAT training course, we do have officer survival, water survival instructors, and so we have to pass every section of the training, and it's about 8 weeks. About 8 weeks of training, and every week has a different subject. So we have anywhere from rappelling to water survival to boat operations to jet ski operations.
Okay.
Of course, we have to be very proficient in firearms.
Yeah.
So
I gotta ask you now, because we're just passing like the cliff line over there on the right side. So say you guys got an emergency response call that said, there's a distressed swimmer or a kayaker had it reported back in. It's been 2 hours and everything like that. Obviously, you got a lot of rocks, you've got a lot of jagged coral. It's very, very dangerous. How would you guys respond to something like that being this far out in the water?
Yeah, we would come in as close as we can and swim in and get them.
You swim in, okay.
Or we would ask them to come out and we'll throw a rescue line.
Okay.
So you know, there's more than 1 2 ways to skin the cat. Sometimes you don't even have to get in the water.
Now that's in a perfect situation. What if somebody was actually injured on the water? Or is it unconscious?
Yeah, then we would go in and get them.
Okay, you guys go in manually. All right. Yeah, we might as well stop at Outrigger in about a couple minutes and grab something to eat.
So
Tuman Bay on the right side now.
Tuman Bay, by law, you can only get like a jet ski, for example. You can't operate a jet ski in Tuman Bay. You can only use it to ingress and egress.
Okay.
And part of the recreation and use management plan that when the hotel started coming up, says, you know, we're gonna have tons of tourists. We don't want motorized vessels in the water here. You know, and chances of accidents happening are going to be increased. So they came up with a management plan, and basically no jet skis are allowed in Tuman. Only to launch, come out, and go back in.
Okay.
You can't ride it in there.
So since it is safe boating week, let's talk about licensure, right? For people that want to be out in the water and want to do like you know, maritime things, right?
Yes.
What are the different types of licenses if people want to operate either like a jet ski or a boat or a larger boat?
So as it stands, it's not required for them to have any license.
Okay.
Yeah. Basically, the only thing that's required that they register their boat and that they be of age.
Okay.
To operate, like for example, jet skis, they be 16 to operate any jet ski, and they have to have their safety equipment.
Okay.
So they just need to be prepared in case we come out and inspect them.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not required. However, if you do operate commercially, if you're making any type of money from boating, then you would need a captain's license.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now I got one question though. You guys have our back right here, but I feel absolutely safe right here. If something should happen to this vessel, like there's a mechanical error or something like that, who gets you guys?
Well, we have a bonfire.
Okay.
Yes.
And vice versa, if something happens to one of their craft.
And vice versa.
Okay.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do here is.
Okay. And we're actually in the middle of a ad hoc situation right now.
So we have a dive. If you look at this boat here, this boat is flying a dive flag. Which means.
Speak to the mic.
Yeah. So if you look here, this boat's flying a dive flag. Basically, we have to stay 500 feet away from it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so we did not plan this. This is absolutely part of their patrol.
So we were gonna board them, but I think we'll stay away now until they pick up. We'll stay away from now until they pick up their guys out of the water, and then we'll. Yeah. So
what are you guys looking at right now in terms of like compliance?
Okay, so see the numbers on the side of the boat.
Yeah.
So every vessel here that's purchased on island has to be registered, just like a car.
Okay, you were just talking about that.
Yeah, and we do have a database that has all the required. They have to have the numbers. They have to have the numbers on the side of the boat. And it has to be current. So every so often they have to re-register the boats. That way we know who the boat owners are. Believe it or not, we do have small boat thefts. So I think they're up.
Okay. And now most of us have seen when GPD pulls out in the police cars, right?
Yes.
If they pull somebody over on the side of the road, there's one car that goes there. Usually there's a backup that goes there, and like officers will watch each other. I see the way that these officers are kind of standing around the boat. What are they doing as far as trying to communicate the message and also watch each other?
Yeah. So basically, the guys up front will be the one to make contact.
Okay.
The captain's job is just basically to make sure that we're safe.
Okay.
Also, like for me, I'm actually spotting here now, just to make sure they have their registration on their boat. Make sure they have sound producing device, and make sure that they have visual distress signals.
Okay.
And those are the flares or smoke signals.
And this is just standard procedure, right?
Yes.
When you guys come upon something, so,
Yeah,
they're not freaking out. They're not thinking like, oh my gosh, like I did something wrong.
If this is their first time getting pulled over, yeah, they will. But for the most part, no. But the boating community is very small, Jason.
Okay.
Many times they've gone in distress and we've helped them. They've either they had a motor problem, we had to tow them in.
Okay, and you guys are actually pairing the two.
Yes.
Well, you guys are basically docking the boat so that your officers can board their boat and check.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and obviously the captain of that boat is, he's very, very cooperative.
Yeah.
So he knows what's going on. He knows what he's
You're gonna
doing.
need your documents, man. Do a quick inspection. The Guam Police Department.
Yeah. So what we do is we have an inspection log, and we go down to from the boat captain to the boat owner. We put the vessel that we boarded, and we keep them.
How many of these do you wind up doing like per day?
It really depends. Today it's a weekday, so the boating activity is not as great as it is on the weekends.
Sure.
It really depends. Sometimes it could be 5 or 6 boats in this area. Sometimes it could be none. Sometimes it could be a bunch of jet skis.
Okay.
1, 4, 5.
So like with landbound patrols, right? They tend to they'll go out and they have a certain part of like a village or a neighborhood that they tend to go around because they know the area. Do you guys normally take the boat out just every day and do like a routine patrol?
Not every day. Sometimes we do short patrol.
Short patrol, okay.
Yeah. So what we do is we drive to for example, these jet ski vendors. We drive to their office where they conduct their business. I know Onward Hotel has, so we'll drive to Onward Hotel along the beach, and we'll ask them to bring in all their jet skis, and we'll inspect all their jet skis.
Okay.
And tourism is very important to us.
Absolutely.
It's important to our island, so we want to make sure that the people who are operating with our tourism industry are operating in a safe manner.
Okay. And you guys, because you guys are the police, are already authorized. If you guys board the boat, you guys can inspect for, say like contraband, firearms, anything like that.
Our primary is recreational boating safety.
Okay. But if you were suspicious, you're authorized to do that.
Well,
or is that Coast Guard?
We can't just board somebody if they have contraband. We have our
just cause.
Yeah, we do have authority to board for safety inspection.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I watch a lot of movies. So.
Yeah, we would have to build probably cause, yeah,
Okay.
basically to...
Now, I noticed that the officers went there, and then again they docked the two boats together. But nobody from the other vessel can board this boat, right? Unless instructed.
Yes, we do. Sometimes we do. For example, if it's really, really choppy,
Okay.
the water's really bad.
Again,
we'll
safety.
Get them under, yeah.
Okay.
And then we'll put life jackets on them.
Oh, okay, so I see. So he's inspecting the life jackets. And you said,
Yeah.
what's he looking for right now?
Right now, he's looking to see if it says United States Coast Guard approved, or if there's any rips or tears. Basically, if it's in serviceable condition.
Okay.
Yeah.
So since you were mentioning picking up the safety gear, are there any, like most people would say, okay, I'm going to go buy Kmart, or I'm going to go on like online, maybe Amazon, I'm going to buy these and everything.
Yes.
How can they tell if stuff is not up to regulation? Like if it's if it's too cheap, or if it's just like junk material?
Yeah. So when you buy life jackets, you have to look at everything it's gone by weight. For example, 90 to 100 pounds. It'll say it. You don't want to put a life jacket like this on a kid, right? On a child. You want to put a child's life jacket on a child, so it doesn't come and ride past their neck. But what they want to look for, basically, if it's appropriate size, and appropriate, and it's U.S. Coast Guard approved. Everything is U.S. Coast Guard approved in regards to the boating industry. Yeah. So I don't know if you know, but the Coast Guard used to do Department of Transportation, right? So they used to fall under Department of Transportation.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Years ago.
Okay.
And so everything that they used to do was all carriage departments. Now they fall under Homeland Security. So, but they still oversee making sure that these things are safe for the water.
Okay, and as you were saying now, Sergeant Cruz is actually inspecting the fire extinguisher.
Yeah.
So what's he looking for?
That's Officer Sanchez.
Oh, Sanchez.
He's basically checking to see if it's in working order. It's useless if you have a fire extinguisher on board and it's not.
I'm shaking it, so
Yeah.
he's checking like how much is left.
Yeah, and how much is left. There's ways to check some of these life jackets.
And I can see from your team right now, none of these guys are just standing around lollygagging. These guys are all locked in. Everybody's got a specific job, and they're all focused.
Yes. And see, if you look at his boat, it expires this year, the registration, so we're still good until past 2019. So,
Okay.
it's still registered. And that's basically the identifying mark. It's like a license plate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's like a license. I don't know if you noticed, but when we came up to the boat, Officer Medina called it in. We called it to our dispatch to make them know that we're in contact with this vessel.
Okay.
Really, sir?
And that's actually what Officer Medina is doing right now.
Yes. So now he's letting dispatch know that we made contact. We've inspected this boat, and they're going to give us a number.
Okay.
They're basically telling them that we did inspect it.
Now it looks right now, Officer Baldwin, that everything's in working order with this particular vessel. If you guys had to issue a citation, would you say follow us into?
No, we would just issue it right here.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah, it's good.
And then just say you got to hit back.
Yes.
Okay.
A lot of it, Jason, just to make sure that the community is safe. I do recommend too that when boaters, being that it's safe boating, that when boaters go out underway, that they file a float plan. They can leave the float plan, with the Guam Fire Rescue, or they can call a family member and just say, hey, look, this is where I'm going to be fishing. This is what time I'm going to be coming in. If I'm not in by this specific time, where you don't hear from me, or we don't talk to each other, then please activate somebody.
Well, the smart fishermen tend to do that because
Yes.
we get a lot of stories that we do, and we say a certain spear fisherman, his family said he hadn't reported in 2 hours. So you always say, hey, I'll be back by 4.
Yes.
Okay.
And
So plan your dive your plan, like they always say.
absolutely, yeah. So plan your boating trip and make sure that your family knows where you're at. So when they do call us and says, hey, my loved one, my family member, my friend is out fishing, but he's overdue, we know where to start.
Okay, and it looks
Yeah.
like
I'm waiting.
Yeah, they're gonna let him go. They're
okay.
gonna take the break.
So everything's in order.
Yes.
All right. And these guys are cool.
Yeah, like I said, the boating community is very, very warm. They understand what our mission is here.
Okay. I think I'm beginning to understand too, because it's not like being pulled over by a police car where obviously you did something wrong.
Yes.
Yeah. This is just standard protocol.
Yeah, we're here for their safety, and if they called for our help, then we will. See, I don't know if you noticed, but the swell started to pick up here.
Yeah.
And Officer Medina turned the boat this way so you could see. And then we have a bunch of jet skis coming out right out here.
Okay. Thank you guys.
So we do have some traffic out here. Like I said, on the weekends, it does get a lot more busier. There's a lot, and there's normally a lot of people that dive right out here at Gun Beach, you know. So we do have, and we were hoping that we find some divers in the water.
See that? That's the one thing I've noticed about that. Is that these guys are all very, very professional.
Yes. You see how they're in the water? And they have their dive flag, so they're operating in a safe manner.
And again, you said something about the 500 feet,
500
right?
feet,
So
yes.
500 feet until you guys kick the engines in? Okay.
Yeah, we'll get one. So we have 2 more jet skis coming over. We're going to go ahead and check these guys too.
All right.
Remember.
So these guys look like they're out of Tuman and they're operating with tourists. So, you know. Just remind them to pay attention to the dive flags.
Grab the safe fish. Roger.
Okay, obviously this gentleman, you know, he's familiar with the routine.
Yeah,
He pulled right in.
Yeah, we've come in.
Really, sir.
Do you see a lot of the same people because you guys are all the boating community?
Yeah, for the most part. So by law, everybody who's operating these jet skis, who has a jet ski operation, who's working with this, has to go what they call a water safety coordinator course. So these guys have to go through a class with us. So we've spent classroom time with a lot of these operators.
Okay.
Yeah, and that's why there shouldn't be no excuse, because we do tell them in the class, you know, what's required and what we're looking for.
Okay.
And if they don't have it, then they know that they're in trouble. Yeah. So we're just gonna do one. I believe we did that last week. The other jet ski. So we'll just check it out.
So for those of you who aspire to work in the tourism industry and plan to take people out on the water, this is part of your job responsibility. And you know, it's not scary, as I'm learning today. You know, like if you get pulled over, interesting how you use that term, pulled over, or on the water.
Stopped or
Okay.
we call it boarding.
Oh, boarding. Okay.
Yeah,
So if you're gonna get boarded, that you know, it's all just about safety. That's standard practice. As you can see, these guys are, you know, it's not like, I was wondering, it's like, you know, when you said we're gonna board one of the jet skis with the tourist on, I was like, okay, how do you say "oh crap" in Japanese?
But you know, I think for the most part, when our tourists see us, they feel a sense of safety. They're like, okay, you know what, we do check them, and so in their mind, you know, they pass the police inspection. So in their mind, wow, we're actually in a company that practices safety. So you know, I think it works both ways.
Yeah, obviously these guys are all cool with each other.
2020 Olympics, right? We go.
But that doesn't take away that as policemen, you guys have a job.
That's why when
Yeah, one thing that is really standing out to me too, John, is the way that these officers, you know, I mean, the attention to detail that they're showing. You know, you see it with, like when they're writing stuff down in the log, when they're calling something in or they're receiving a call. It's like, you know, like I'm just amazed at like
So that's
just how they're carrying out their mission.
So everybody has a responsibility.
Do you guys trade off jobs too? Or?
Yes, we do.
Okay.
Sometimes I'll be on driving the boat.
Okay.
And sometimes I'll be out here. If I was not, you know, entertaining, I would be out here too, doing the same. But we got a little bit more than we normally do come out with. We normally come out with like 3 guys, 3 or 4.
How many officers are in the entire unit?
Currently we have, I
Okay, wow, that's big.
13 to 15. But we do have special operations also takes care of our executive security. We also take care of the canine, our canine unit.
How long do officers typically serve in, like, on the boat before they they take another assignment or they're detailed somewhere else? Is it set?
No, not really. For this particular area, it requires special training, special skills. So it's really hard to trade off.
Right.
Right. You can't just take anybody and then assign them here, and then move somebody who has a special skill.
Yeah.
There's not very many boat captains in the unit, so. But we're
How you doing?
we're always constantly training.
Okay, a little bit off in the horizon. There's that boat that you guys just inspected earlier. So they're diving.
Bro.
Okay, it looks like these guys are good to go.
Remind me, these guys are diving, so just watch it. Okay, thank you. Yeah.
Okay, so it looks like these guys are gonna head out.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's on the way.
Just watch the divers, guys. Thanks.
Okay, so I believe we are gonna kick it into high gear once more and have a nice little trip back to Boat Basin.
Where's that other steamer? Coming up.
Man, this has been so educational, so much fun too.
Yeah, so we do a plethora of different things, Jason. I know this is some things that the public don't really see. They don't really see us out here. But we're trying to be out here as much as we could.
Yeah. Okay, so we are hitting the waves once again, and we are going to head back to Hagana. But thank you, Officer Baldwin.
Jason,
All right,
always a pleasure.
gentlemen, thank you so much for sharing your experience with us. Thank you guys for what you guys do for the island community. Okay, thank you for starting your day the KUM way. We're just going to enjoy the ride. So we'll see you next time right here on Starting Lineup. Bye bye.
Adios.